Punk? CM Punk? Are you... Maybe he's in this box. Little Punk? Are you in there?
Support WrestleTalk!
Oh my goodness. Oh my
No, Brian! Oh my God!
What?
I told nobody to touch this box!
I thought Punk might be in there.
Of course he isn't in there, he's too big a human man!
Robert.
Oh,
It's another slip up.
Brian, what have you done?
It's another slip up.
God, too nice, mate. This is the box, which contains another box. Don't touch it. This is the heat magnet. When I blew up WrestleTalk, the old WrestleTalk, this little device captured all the flames, protecting us from the heat of the blast. But it also sucked in other things. Other things like the Support WrestleTalk bumper that you just released. So from now on, nobody touches the heat magnet. What do you think you're doing?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening to the last bit.
Go find CM Punk.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm Ollie Davis, welcome to the WrestleTalk News. And before we get into our top story, I'd just like to wish one particular person a belated Happy Mother's Day for yesterday. Happy Mammy's Day, Rhea Ripley, who actually wished herself one on Twitter, complete with a compilation of Dommy Dom Dom going subby sub sub. Kinky. Rhea's actual boyfriend, Buddy Matthews, meanwhile right now is like, "You what, mate?" It's in a spot-on Australian accent there. But at least the promotion he works for, AEW, might be getting a whole new show for him to work on every single week. Our top story today is one of the biggest wrestling industry developments of the year. AEW is expected to announce at the Warner Upfronts on Wednesday the 17th of May a monster new deal with their TV network, with unsubstantiated rumors putting the money figure as high as $1 billion over the next 5 years. This is the latest business win for Tony Khan's company just 2 weeks after the overwhelming ticket success for the All-In show at Wembley. And it should settle the biggest existential question over AEW's future for a long time. What would happen to the TV rights fees going forward? Warner could have not renewed them, possibly sentencing the promotion to death, like when WCW lost Turner in the early noughties. Warner could have spent roughly the same amount of money as they already had been, pointing to stagnated viewing figures, firmly cementing AEW forevermore in the number 2 spot, always the financial second best to WWE. Or Warner could give them loads and loads of money and another show, giving AEW significantly more resources to compete with Vince McMahon. So of course, in light of this really optimistic news, some are highly concerned about AEW's future. Wade Keller of PW Torch has written a thought piece on the speculated upon new deal, inspired by an old interview he did with Eric Bischoff, where Bischoff actually admitted he once made a mistake. Bischoff said one of the main moves that fatally wounded WCW was starting a second show, Thunder, on TBS. The president of TNT at the time, Brad Siegel, even warned him against it. Bischoff noted WCW ended up working the talent to death, we're creating injuries, we're taking away from our house show opportunities. Using those learnings, Keller has outlined the new problems AEW is set to create for itself in securing this new deal and adding a second show. Keller warns that Tony Khan's booking will be spread even thinner, and how talent will be featured more often and could be overexposed, which hopefully Khan already has plans for by simply using his increased TV fees to pay for more writers and talent. But the other two are more difficult to mitigate, as they're directly required by the new deal. But quickly first, here's a message from this episode's sponsor.
Hey, Ollie, what are you working on?
I've finally cracked it. The next step for the company.
Oh, really? It's great. What have you got?
Step 1. Rename the company.
Is this by any chance into a catchy 3-letter initial?
No, Naughty Jurassic Park watch-alongs.
Okay, so it's 4 letters now.
Well, yeah, you asked for 3.
It's also NJPW, it's Taken.
I don't watch indie stuff, particularly gaudy audits.
That's also Taken, PGA.
Regular interval partitions.
RIP, I guess?
Vexing paper noodles.
How do you get me every time?
Surfshark VPN is an online tool that keeps you safe wherever you browse by masking your important information, which means you can check sensitive stuff like your bank account even on public Wi-Fi. Surfshark keeps your location and download history private and encrypted, meaning you can send or receive files securely too, like my ongoing spreadsheet of 3-letter acronyms for the company. But on top of that, Surfshark also allows you access to any of 3,200 servers in over 100 countries, allowing you to fool your phone, laptop, or tablet into thinking you're in a different country, meaning you Americans can still get the old WWE network. I love you, superior search function! If you click the link in the description down below or visit surfshark.deals/WrestleTalk, you can get 83% off plus 3 months for free when you use the code WrestleTalk on checkout. That's surfshark.deals/WrestleTalk and use the promo code WrestleTalk for 83% off and 3 months for free. Much like any warmongering head of state, battlegrounds overseas are a distraction from the deteriorating condition at home. While AEW's Wembley show has done ridiculously well in ticket sales, domestic TV event attendance has fallen steadily in 2023. Starting to run a second show for AEW, often on a separate night each week, could burn through those looking to attend more quickly. It's a consequence of increasing supply, and the same effects could be seen in AEW's pay-per-view and special events business. It's speculated that Warner wants more streaming content for their Max platform. This could require AEW to increase the amount of pay-per-views they do each year. We already might be seeing this with the All In show taking place the week before All Out. AEW's previous attempt to run more special events throughout the year was 2022's Battle of the Belts, which quickly became an afterthought. The rampage of special events. Keller's article is one of good faith warnings, wanting to see AEW thrive with its new deal. But new details on how AEW parted ways with one of their longtime talents has renewed concerns of communication issues behind the scenes. Leva Bates, the former Blue Pants in WWE, announced that she was leaving AEW on the 1st of May when her contract expired. She had been with the company since the very start, first signing on in April 2019 before their first proper show even took place. While Bates rarely wrestled in the promotion, she was active behind the scenes, often appearing in the Being the Elite YouTube series and being a big part of AEW's Heels venture, which provided a community for women and female-identifying wrestlers. Fans. Bates posted a thankful party message when she announced her contract had expired, but a new report from Fightful Select suggests the behind-the-scenes reality was rather messy. Apparently, some AEW talent heard about the decision to let Bates go before Bates herself, when a company-wide email was sent out. Bates only knew she was now unemployed when some of those contacted her to see if she was okay, where she was surprised her time with the company was over, as she hadn't had any conversations with management about her deal coming to an end. Some in the company pushed for her to stay in AEW, and she was praised for how she handled herself on social media following her contract expiration. This is just the latest example of AEW letting wrestler contracts expire without having conversations with the talent themselves. Joey Janela and Marco Stunt have both said in interviews that communication was a real issue in the months leading up to their end dates. A similar situation happened with Chavo Guerrero in 2022, Chavo, where his profile was removed from the official roster page without his knowledge. Of course, the word assume makes an ass of you and me, and if your contract is expiring on a certain date and nobody has spoken to you about it, or you haven't made an effort to talk about it yourself, then you do bear some responsibility. But at the same time, AEW is meant to hold itself to a higher standard, and letting talent who've been with you for 4 years from the very start of your founding without basic courtesies is a sign of a system that isn't working. But maybe with all that new TV money, Tony could just buy a whole new wrestling promotion too. Don't look at my problems, look at this shiny new thing, aka the ROH. Khan has confirmed in an interview with the Maggie and Perloff show that he was interested in buying WWE back when it was open for business. He didn't go into any more details, just that the overall sale is a big positive to the pro wrestling business. But at the time, it was reported Khan would have to get a consortium of buyers together to do the deal. Unfortunately, there's been yet another worrying update on Randy Orton's back injury. Randy's been out of action since last June after getting major surgery on his back. The injury turned out to be so serious, it was later reported that some backstage were concerned about whether Randy would ever be able to return to the ring. We were all hoping for an RK Bro reunion at WrestleMania, or on the Raw after, or at the draft, but he's still yet to appear from out of nowhere. Now Randy's dad, Bob Orton, has given an update to Bill Apter. He's training, so we'll see what happens. I don't know if he feels like going back or he feels like he's ready to go back. I think he might. Then again, he's pretty well taken care of. I don't think he needs to, and I think the doctors have told him not to. But Randy will do what Randy is gonna do. It's an update you could take a couple of ways. It's serious, and Randy's in-ring career is over. It's serious, and Randy is going to continue to wrestle anyways. Or Bob Orton is a wrestler himself, and he's just doing a worky McWork face. An interview has resurfaced that Randy himself did back in January 2022, about 6 months before he underwent surgery, where the famously safe worker Orton spoke about how even the safest styles in wrestling can cause problems when done over and over and over again. I kind of wish I could go back in time and create a finishing move that didn't entail me jumping as high as I can and landing on my back. After doing that a couple of thousand times over the last few decades, I'm starting to feel it. With Raw's new heavyweight title approaching, there appears to be several big plans in the works in WWE. Not only is Boozer Wrestling reporting there will be a lot of revamped themes in WWE over the next few months, using new songs and artists, the brand logos themselves are getting a redesign. We've already seen the potential flatter new WWE look, and now WWE have used the new SmackDown graphic on their own YouTube upload. Boozer Wrestling is also reporting that there are big plans for the World Heavyweight Championship, with the initial storyline set to catapult the title to its original status. The new world title is, of course, just one of the many ways WWE have already ruined their own brand split. Watch Adam Blompier's list counting down all the other ways now.
Shows easy. Nothing is ever easy. The draft only happened a few weeks ago and it's already been bollocksed. Here's how. I'm Adam from WrestleTalk and here are 10 ways WWE has already ruined the brand split. Number 1, SmackDown stars competing for Raw Championship. This is a nice simple one to start off.